Good morning, everyone. I can see people filtering in as I speak. Very warm welcome to everyone joining us today, and welcome back to those who joined us last week for New Age Spain. We managed to get through last week just about okay, pretty glitch-free, even with producers in very rural, windy vineyards. We didn't lose anyone, so that's thoroughly put the curse on today, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Just as people are joining us, I'll just talk a bit very briefly about Moreno again for those who are perhaps new to us. We're a small team of 6. We've got myself and Hamish on the call today. So mine is Mike. I look after the north. Hamish is the sales manager. We have Simon, who looks after the south, Pete, who looks after London, and then we've got Nick and Harry, who do just about everything else you can imagine to keep us functioning. So what's in store? We've got, today is our second of 4 Power Hour tastings. We're tasting 3 great wines in each from 3 great producers. And it should really be a really quick, relaxed webinar kind of format. And for those who are joining us, for those who aren't joining us right now but have signed up, obviously it's recorded, and anyone who needs to nip off for whatever reason, these will be recorded and sent out on a link by the end of the week as well. So today is Moreno Firm Favorites. So these are all wines that have got a soft spot with the team and customers as a whole. We've got 3 that have got a really huge difference in style and story as well today. So there should really be something for everyone. And just to confirm as well, because I know all the samples arrived at once for those who are doing more than one tasting, we're tasting El Chicharello, the Storia di Butts Dogliani from Anna Maria Urbana, and the Manoso Crianza. So hopefully you've got those 3 to hand. Being favourites, some of you may well have tried these before, although I know they'll still be new to some, but today we get the absolute pleasure of trying it with the producers and the proprietors. And also being favourites, all of these 3 producers today, we do more than one wine from their portfolio as well. So whilst we're focusing on the 3 today, there are other wines within the range, if you like those, that we can talk about later and that producers might touch on. So it's a hard task just whittling it down to 1 from these producers, like I say, as the favourites. So again, as last week, I really encourage you to pop your questions in the chat or the Q&A at the bottom. Myself, Hamish, Harry, and the producers can all see those as well. So we will as we go. But I'm going to leave most of the talking to the producers because I know you'll want to hear from them more than myself. So on to our first producer, really. So I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Alex Vigili of Democratic Wines. Hola.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. And yourself?
Yeah, very good. Here in the shiny Barcelona.
Lovely.
Hello, everyone.
Looks nice and sunny. So yeah, I'll pass it over to you, Alex. If you could talk everyone through a bit about you, a bit about Democratic Wines, what you're all about, and then we'll try some Chicharello. Over to you.
All right, let's go for it. I'm gonna share the screen, okay, guys, and I'm gonna do a quick intro about who we are. My brothers and me, and our main projects. So I have a twin brother, and we were born in a family-owned winery close to Barcelona, a bulk wine family. My grandparents, they used to sell barrels in the little bodegas, in all over Spain, and that's our origin. The thing is that the business went very bad, very, very bad, very hard, because the wine consumption has decreased a lot in Spain in terms of liters, comparing to like the 60s, 70s. And so we started creating brands and cool stuff. So I have here a short video that explains like what have we done since we started, my brothers and me. So let's go for it. Wow! That's it. So yeah, as you see, we have created a few brands in the last years. So basically, we are three brothers. My old brother, he runs the family-owned winery, and Albert and me, we are twins. We are 31-year-old. I'm 3 minutes older than him, and I'm looking for the more for the direction of our projects, and I'm a very positive person. And Albert, he's the brain. He's a very creative, and as so basically we are the soul of all our brands. And my older brother, he looks after the winery. So basically we have Virgili Bros. We have two main projects. One is from our roots, which is Can Virgili, the winery, and it has all the brands that we do. We have a strong distribution in Catalonia, and El Chicharello is our flagship. And today I'm going to talk about El Chicharello, but we also have El Cabronet, and we also launched just at the end of 2019 La Hostia, which is a Catalan liquor, like a Catalan Jägermeister. And we also we produce, some of you guys, you already know, the Cavas, the MO, which one of our main markets is the UK through the guys from Moreno Wines. They did a really good job those last years with the Cavas. And then we have the Democratic Wines Project, which is more it's less focused in the Catalan market, and it's more worldwide brands. And our main brand, as you saw in the video, it's El Bandarra, which is vermouth. But we also make a premium sangria, which is called La Sueca. And one of the main brands also from Moreno Wines is Organic and Orgasmic, which are our organic wines on tap. But today I'm going to talk about our flagship, okay? Because everything started with El Chicharello, okay? And the first vintage that we launched was the 2012, and it was in September 2013 we launched the first vintage of El Chicharello, and we always say that it was our big bang, okay? El Chicharello, basically, what it means, I'm going to start what does Chicharello means. Chicharello, it contains the name of the grape, which is Charello. It's our indigenous grape, and it's 100% Charello wine. But the full word, Chicharello, it's a Catalan insult. It's a young, stupid guy, okay? It's like, but it's not, I mean, the thing is that we are Catalan. We are very proud to be Catalans, and our idiom, our language is Catalan. It's a very rich language in terms of funny insults and swear words. We have a lot of swear words, but they're not aggressive, it are really funny. And that's why and it's the main concept of this wine. It's like, okay, we play on the name Chicharello, but also it contains more than 60 different insults and swear words, and like really, really dark Catalan humor. And for us, that's very important, because when you share the wine, and that's why our main market is Catalonia. You go for a dinner with friends, and people make laugh, with the bottle. For example, the bottle, the back label, it has a trompimeter. It measures how you feel as you drink. Of course, it's in Catalan. You can ask guys if you want to know some. I can make some traductions of every insult. But basically, we have also the live trompimeter for the parties that we have. People, they can check their how drunk are they after the parties. And there's a lot of details with this wine. The cork, it contains some names of insults, like Cap de Sur, it's head of cork, which is like a stupid person. Or Tros de Soca, it means an idiot. Okay, so the cork also has insults, okay, which talk about like suro, it means cork in Catalan. And then, this is me, and this is our Charello vineyard. And when we launched in 2013 this brand, we started creating a huge community on Facebook. I mean, that was pre-Instagram, social media, and so what we did is like focusing like in the new consumer, and that's which we are really focusing with a great wine, but like let's make some fun, like the wine world needs to be easy and fun, so that's what we do. And I'm gonna talk about the Charello, the grape. It's our indigenous grape, and it's 100% Charello. And Charello, I always say that it's a grape variety because it's it's an anti-aging grape. Okay, you know that there's I try to explain in English, but there's a compound of the grape which is resveratrol. Resveratrol, it's an antioxidant compound, which the red grapes have more than white grapes. But one of the white grapes with more resveratrol all over the world is Charello. That's why the Charello, it's one of the best grapes, to age. It allows to age, and with the white that we have, it's a young white that after fermentation it ferments in stainless steel tank, and after fermentation we make a batonnage on the lees during around 4 up to 5, 6 months, depending on the vintage. But the great thing is that if you would taste the current vintage, now we just launched 2020, so the next order, guys, from Moreno, we sold out the last vintage, the 2019. So the current vintage now, I think you will taste today. We will taste the 2019, but we already launched last week. We launched 2020. But the good point is that if you would taste the 2014, it's still amazing. I mean, this grape, it's amazing, and it's one of the most used grapes for making cava, for making long aging cavas. In terms of communication, this slide, it's just an example. It's an example of what we have been doing. Like in April's Fool's Day, a few years ago, we said like, okay, because we are a bit tired, about the DOCs and everything. There are many friends from us that have little wineries that they don't care about, the legislations and DOC. They do organic wines or natural wines without having any DOC. So what we decided, it's like, okay, we still there. I mean, it's from Penedès DOC, okay? But we don't care too much. And we did this communication a few years ago. Like we created our own DOC, which is Penedret, like it means a hard dick in Catalan, and with the small other regions. And basically an example of what we have been doing. And that was 2013 when we launched Chicharello. And then 2015, we launched El Cabronet. El Cabronet, it's the red, it's Cabronet. We also play on the naming because Cabronet means little bastard in Catalan, like little cabron. And the wine is Cabronet Sauvignon. Okay, so basically, yeah, it's a great. It's also available with Moreno wines, and both have the same price. And another example of what we have been doing, it's like Común Llum. Común Llum means like someone that is crazy, but literally Común Llum it means like a light. So we did a pack, a really successful pack that we sell in e-commerce, with two bottles, and that it turns into a light, So it's just a few examples of what we have been doing, guys. And that's it. I mean, if you have any questions now, Mike, if you want to talk, just ask me. And for us, it's very important, you guys, if you can follow us on our social media. So our greatest social media is the El Chicharello, which is, I mean, it's all in Catalan, but it's very funny. We also have the La Hostia social media. And then from Democratic Wines, our Instagrams are the Democratic Wines, El Bandarra Aperitif, Organic and Orgasmic, and La Sueca. Okay. So guys, I'm going to share with you this. We can send you the presentation if you want. And that's it. So Mike, Do you have any questions?
No, that's brilliant, Alex. I think you've thoroughly got across the ethos and the fun of the brand, and I think the wine world's a great place, but it does take itself quite seriously a lot of the time, and you really kind of bring it back down to earth and bring the fun to it, but without sacrificing the quality either. I think everyone who's tried Chicharella out there and is trying it today, it's always tip top. I've often found it has a Chablis quality to it as well. It's
I know
you said in the past as well, the Chablis of Spain.
Our importer from Switzerland, he said many years ago when he first tried El Chicharello, he said this is the Catalan Chablis. And it's a good definition. I mean, we go with the Charello flag everywhere because I think it's something unique. It's not a really terpenic, super fruity wine. It has this like touch of fruitness, and in mouth it has volume. And I think it's a really interesting grape, and of course for us. It's very important, that it makes sense what the liquid that it's inside the bottle and the packaging, and everything that we do. And I'm very proud to say that the best or main market, of course, is Catalonia. Okay, it's for El Chicharello, but our second best market is you guys. I mean, it's these guys from Moreno Wines are our best export market here in the UK with El Chicharello.
Obviously, that's fine. That's it. Do you think it's because Chicharello is so hard to find on its own as well? Do you think it's the grape that gives it that style, that kind of like I say, the Chablis linear sort of?
So the pity here is that there are amazing Charellos. We have a lot of friends that you can find really fermented in oak, aged for like really old Charellos, amazing. But most of them are basically, the wineries are little productions that they sell in few markets. And I think that it's a matter of, to go outside and sell more in export, because you can find many Alvarinhos in the UK, but there are not that much Charellos, And I think it's a matter of having more sales people like you guys, more sales force to export and communicate this brand. But for sure, I think it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time that, to spend more. Well, basically, other wineries, from Penedès, from our region, I always say that it's a matter, of take a plane, go to London, to the UK, all around the UK, and communicate the brand and let people taste, because it's amazing. And I have to say, Mike, that I mean, here in the UK, the recommended retail price for El Chicharello and El Cabronet, for both, it's around 15 up to 18 maximum, like 18 pounds in retail price. And it's hard to find that level of pleasure for this price, for sure. So
absolutely. Yeah. I tell you what, Alex, have you got maybe your three favorite swear words on the bottle you could pick out for us and tell us what they mean?
Yeah.
We're all 70, but
the good. Another thing that I haven't told is that every vintage we update. Because it's a screen printed bottle, so we make a screen printing once, and once the vintage is over, and then I have here with me the bottle from 2019 vintage, and we put so we normally every vintage we remove 10 insults and we put 10 or between 8 up to 12 new insults. So we put the Trump Os, this one. So Trump Os with the logo of Trump. So trampós in Catalan, it means a liar. It means a liar in Catalan. So we put this and from this vintage 2019. Or for example, people really like this half sheet, like this logo, because we also play with the logos. And half sheet, it means in Catalan it means mitja merda. Mitja merda, it means like someone that is a really small guy, you know, like it's not a big guy, you know, it's half sheet. And what else? And Pixapins, for example, Pixapins, this guy Ping, is how we call the you know, the hipsters from Barcelona that come to our countryside and they pee on our pines, you know. So we call them Pixapins, the guys that pee on our pines.
That's great. I'm looking forward to the new ones on the 2020 vintage. I'll have to look out for those and might have to come back to you for some translation.
Yeah, there are a few new insults like making jokes with the quarantine, you know, with the fucking COVID and everything.
Perfect, yeah. And I wonder if Donald Trump knows that his name translates as liar in Catalan, which is so perfect. Brilliant. Thanks very much, Alex. Just realized we just got up to 20 minutes there. Could talk to you all day. We could taste through the rest of the range. I'd love to try some Cava with you at some point as well. But yeah, been a favourite of mine since I joined Moreno, and a lot of customers as well. So thanks for your take on it. Yeah, looking forward to trying the 2020 soon as well. That'd be good.
All right.
Thanks very much. We'll see you soon. And we're now heading, I guess not too far. We're over to Piedmont, and we should be able to get Lucrezia. Hello.
Ciao, guys.
How are you? You okay?
I'm very, very happy because it's the first day of spring. So it's very sunny here.
It looks very nice, yeah. So Lucrezia joins us from Anna Maria Abona in Dogliani. You've not been there too long yourself, have you? It's quite a new venture for yourself.
Yeah, I started to work here 1 year ago.
1 year, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
can you
Anna Maria,
okay.
I can hear you. Just
me?
A little bit of a delay. That's all. I'll introduce you and then I'll let you go. So Anna Maria Abona, again, one of our favourites, based in Piedmont, and they actually specialise in dolcetto, which is great. Really, there's so much kind of airtime took up with Nebbiolo and Barbera from the northwest of Italy, Piedmont. But it's great to champion a producer who makes absolutely fantastic dolcetto as well. And the best place for dolcetto in the world is Dogliani. So I will pass over to Lucrezia, who can talk us through a bit more about the history of Maria Abona, the wines, and then talk us through the Dogliani we have in front of us today as well. So over to you, Lucrezia.
Hello, everyone. Yes, Mike, that's right. We are in one of the best place for growing dolcetto. I turned the camera because I want to show you where we are. We are located in the Langhe. Quite everybody knows Langhe, but in reality, Langhe is split between the low part of the Langhe and the high part of the Langhe, which is where we are, because here we are located around 600 meters over the sea, which is the reason why dolcetto variety can express its best. Our village, it's in the area of Dogliani, and it's called Farigliano. And the family of of Anna Maria started this job at the beginning of 1920, more or less. But I want to show you the best view we have. But at the beginning, till Anna Maria decided to make her winery, the family just sold grapes and the wines. They started with Dolcetto and a few of Barbera, and in 1989 Anna Maria improved the production, and also she worked a lot together with his husband on the philosophy of the wine. They want to just make quality and sell quality, and more important, they want to express the territory of the Langhe, of the Dogliani, in the bottle, without work so much on it. So they started here in the vineyard. This vineyard that you can see, it's one of the oldest we have, and was planted in 1945. On the other side, we have the one of 1936. And one of the best expression of Dolcetto, it's the story di boot. This one. The story comes from all the South Expositions vineyards that you can see here around me. And it's the best expression for quality, but in a simple way, really approachable and fresh, because the perfect and best features of Dolcetto in general is to be very fruity, very fresh, but sometimes the problem is that there is a lack of structure or freshness, because there is a lack of acidity or tannins. But thanks to the territory, the region, and where we are, we can find it in our fruit. So that's why the Sori di But, which means Sori means south for the exposition, and But is the Piedmontese word in dialect to say Botti, which is where we live. So our history then increased a lot during the year, because where we have the winery right now, it's in Farigliano, and here we have 14 hectares. But if we move, we can go in Marsaglia, and where we have other hectares for grape varieties such as Nascetta and Pinot Noir, and then we have a piece of our vineyards in Monforte d'Alba for the production of Barolo. This is because during the year, Anna Maria and her family wanted to really give the word to the vineyard. I mean, they wanted to let the vineyards speak. So each vineyard, it has, in their opinion, a particular expression of a variety. So that's the reason why we make maybe not such a big number of bottles, but many different kinds of wines. Even if Dolcetto for us, it's the first one, and it's our best representation in terms of grape. So um,
Perhaps
here,
tell us a bit about how the Sorry de But's made as well, if you would, while we're
yeah. What we want with the Story di Boot is to keep the freshness and the fruits of this variety. So what we do in reality is a traditional minification. We use just stainless steel, and in this way we can express the first primary qualities of this wine immediately. In fact, we sell it after a few months in bottles when the vinification finish. But it's a wine you can enjoy during the year or the year later, because it has at the same time enough structure and complexity to develop in the bottle. So it's perfect. I explain Story di Boot using an image. I often say that also for the food pairing, it's the T-shirt everybody has at home, because it's the kind of clothes everybody can wear very, very easily, and it's always perfect. So this is what we want to say with the Story Boot and a territory, because it's really the classic Dogliani.
Yeah, trusty T-shirt or trusty pair of slippers kind of thing. I like it. Is Anna
Do you
Maria's
drink?
the fourth generation? Is that right? But she's got her son's now working in the winery. Is that right?
Yeah. The history of Anna Maria, it's beautiful, because it's not just an history of a winemaker, but it's moreover an history of a strong woman. You have to know that around 1980s, 1990s, year, the situation was completely different. These lands were very poor, so the young generation usually went to the city, such as Torino, to looking for another kind of job. Nobody wanted to be a winemaker. Nobody. Anna Maria decided to came back on her origins, and she had to fight a lot to create something, because just for example, she was a woman, and in the business everybody was a man, so was very difficult for her to tell her opinion. And also, for example, she told me often that when she started in the vineyards the work, she cut lots of the parts of the vineyards, and we were in a period when the importance was the quantity and not the quality. So everybody told to her that she was mad, and she had to fight against the opinion all the people to try to express itself. But finally she did it. You have to know that when she started here in Dogliani, the wineries were just 7, and after 30 years we are in 75 winemakers. So there was a big gap She is Bella, our dog of the winery. And so a big difference. And right now, Lorenzo and Federico, her son, are also managing the winery. Lorenzo more focusing on the enologic part, and Federico more in the one in the vineyards.
Very good. Could you talk to us a bit about organics? And so you practice organically. You haven't got to the certification. I think it's a really current issue, especially with what's going on in the UK now. Being certified for being organic wine has just got a lot more difficult and a lot more bureaucratic. So we're kind of thinking as a team, we're going to see a lot more wines come across that do everything organically, and all for intensive purposes are, but haven't got the certification. So just wondering what your approach to that was, what your thoughts on organic were, because I know it's something you practice.
Okay. Yes, I prepare some slides to you. Then, if you want to, if you are curious, and I also talk about it. For us, the concept is much more the one of respect for the nature and respect for the vineyard. So it's not about the certification. We know that in lots of markets, it's important to be certificated. We approach to the vineyards in a respectful way. We are not organic because we don't want. I mean, we are what we eat and also what we drink. We should be mad to treat with chemistry a lot our vineyards. We use just what we really need in the vineyards, but we are very, very lucky because being so high in the altitude, it's not necessary to do lots of treatments in the vineyards because it's pretty cool, and we don't have so many problems. On the other side, for us, it's obviously that if we have a problem, we want to fix it, but because it's the same for us, such as when we are sick, we take something usually. So, but we don't take something for a headache, even if we don't have it.
Yeah.
So for us, for the vineyards, it's the same. Maybe some vintage we can treat the vineyards 2 times, and maybe other vintages we need to do it 4, 5 times. It depends. But for us, the importance is to the respect, and don't make, or better, make very, very few actions on the fruits and on the wine. There is a direct link between vineyards and what we have in the bottle.
Absolutely. I think it's what is a really pragmatic approach. You know, do it when you need it, but if you don't, then you're fully organic. I think it's very sensible, and no doubt produces the best wines as well. We get some really, really nice comments in on the wine. Delicious, gorgeous, love it. So I think people are enjoying the sorry debut this morning. I don't know if there was anything else you wanted to say, Lucrezia. It looks like a lovely day there, so I can let you get on with your day if you like, unless there was anything you wanted to put across to our group.
Across through?
Was there anything else you wanted to say, Lucrezia?
No. Do you have questions? I
think you've sort of answered them. You've given us a really good history, really good explanation of what you guys do there. So I think everyone's pretty satisfied and enjoying the wine. So yeah, so thank you very much. I will let you get on, and we'll see you soon. And we'll head over to Rioja in a second. But thanks for now, Lucrezia, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you a lot, Mike. Thanks,
Ciao.
everybody. Ciao.
So just to, as we seamlessly transition over back into Spain, over to Rioja, just to introduce our final wine for today, we'll have Anoa from Ruiz de Vinasprey joining us. Hola, Anoa.
Hola. Hi to everybody.
How are you? You okay?
Fine. Fantastic.
Good. So you just introduced the final wine as well, Manoso, for a second, because this is a bit of a joint project actually between Moreno and Ruiz de Vinasprey. There we go. And it was about 18 months ago, we as Moreno decided we wanted a new Rioja range to champion. The time had come to look for something a bit more modern and a bit more interesting. So there was actually 6 of us set out on a trip to Rioja to find the best partner to work with that we could develop a range with. And we visited a few wineries, and generally all 6 of us agreed on the same people we wanted to work with, and that was Ruiz de Vinasprey. And out of that has been born the Manoso wines, which loosely translates as skillfully handmade, and these are indeed handmade wines by family headed by Anoa and her parents. But I will leave it over to Anoa to talk a bit more about Ruiz de Vinasprey and what goes into the wine, and maybe show some of the beautiful surroundings you've got there as well. So over to you.
Thank you very much, Mike. It's true that when you decide the label and the image, for us was perfectly because you define properly who we are. So thanks to Moreno team. It's true that a few months that we are working with you, but we are really happy with your work, with all the team of Moreno. So thank you, and thank you very much to give us this opportunity. That instead of this situation, I'm gonna try to bring to our area that you are gonna take it that I'm totally in love of my area, of my region. That is Rioja, but it's Rioja Alavesa. And I'm gonna try to show you our love from this wine wall. So I would like to show you, because as I told you, we are in Rioja, but Rioja is really big, and it has 60,000 hectares, but we are in the region of Basque Country. Also, our culture, our way to work, the business wine is totally different. I think that came also from the Basque culture, for sure. And our soils weather is completely different than the other parts of Rioja. So the best way is that you are here, but as you cannot be here, I'm gonna show you the views from my office, because I wanted to make it by the saloon, but the connection wasn't really good, because here in the saloon, you see all the valley of Rioja. As you can see, the northern part, the border natural, that is the north, that is Sierra de Cantabria. It's a pity, but it's a bit cloudy, that far away is Sierra La Pista of Rioja Alavesa. Well, you can see also Isios, that is our neighbor, is from the group Pernod Ricard. Even in 3 kilometers from here is Sicilia and Rothschild. So all the big groups of wines around the world are coming here to Rioja Alavesa. That give us more name, for sure. It's not a bad thing that they came here, because give us the opportunity to, if they came here, is because they are looking for quality wines. So this kind of things helps to the brand to increase. And we are happy that they are here, for sure. We are not very happy with them because Rioja Alavesa is really small. We are only 13,000 hectares. And it's true that historically we live from the vineyards and we can grow up. So the kinds of business like us, that we are family business, we are viticulture, we control all the production, we are owners of the majority of the vineyards that we work, but we control the 120 hectares that we produce. Is like work by rent, the rest of the vineyards. And the problem is that in Rioja Alavesa, the women go out to study, they come back, and the parents that they retire, they are selling now the grapes to big factories that are not wineries, are big factories. And it's really difficult.
Just hoping the connection returns. A shame. I think we'll try. I don't know if you can hear me, Harry. If you can try and get hold of Anoa. I think we're just struggling for connection there, which is a bit of a shame. While we try and get back hold of her, we can talk you through the wine while you've got it there as well. So we're trying Manoso Crianza, which is one of 5 wines we brought in the range for Manoso, or from Ries de Vinaspre, of course. We've got the Joven Tinto, we've got the Blanco, and then above the Crianza we've got the Reserve and the Gran Reserva. But we feel the Crianza really kind of defined what they're all about. It's a 100% Tempranillo, 12 months aged, a mixture of French and American. Connecting. Ooh, are we back? And just a bit about the label as well. We wanted to design something that was new, that was funky. There's a lot of very, very dull Rioja labels out there, particularly at this kind of price level. But at the same time, we didn't want to, lose all those traditional Rioja drinkers. We didn't want to scare anyone. So we've came up with Manoso, with the kind of airmail sort of packaging, which gives you everything you want. It's descriptive as well. It gives you everything you want to know about the Rioja and what goes into it, how it's made. But also, I think just looks really sharp and really new. I know, are you back with us? I think you might be on mute, although I can't see a mute symbol. Noah, can you hear me? If you want to nod. I think you've now gone on to mute, so it might be a problem with the microphone. There's no mute symbol, but we can't hear you. Sorry, guys. We knew we couldn't get too far without some glitches. So I don't know what everyone can see, but I can see Anoa with no mute symbol, but I can't hear her. Actually, we'll try and figure that out. I hope you're enjoying the wine there. Certainly, it's gone down really well in the first year, and as of the rest of the range as well. So if you enjoy this, please do try the rest of the range, because I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Hello, Mike. Now.
Harry, it might be worth just disengaging Anoa, and so she can sign back in. It does seem like the microphone's not working.
What a shame. I'll try and speak for Anoa as well. I know that it is a family run operation. When we visited, there were very, very hospitable. We met the whole family. I know that Anoa runs it with her sister mainly day to day, but certainly her mother and father are still very much involved at the winery. And as they say, they control all their own production there. Beautiful view of Bodegas Isios next door, as she said, owned by Pernod Ricard. Personally, I think they've got the best spot there because they get to look at that magnificent architecture every day. I think I'd rather be in their position than working at Isios itself. And as I said, they're a family owner rather than owned by a massive corporation such as Pernod Ricard. I don't think we're going to get Anna Maria back, unfortunately. So I hope everyone, like I say, is enjoying the wine. So just to give you a bit more on the range, so like I said, this one's 12 months in oak. So they do actually go well beyond what they need to for Riojas as well. For in terms of the aging criteria, the Reserva spends 36 months in oak, and the Grand Reserva spends a whopping 48 months actually. So Reserva currently on 2014 vintage, and the Grand Reserva 2011. And then at the other end as well with the Hovens, really vibrant, fresh fruity Riojas with no oak. So we're both on the 2019 vintage of the red and the white at the moment. And the red actually has a touch of, it's 95% Tempranillo and has a touch of Graciano in there as well, just to add a little bit more complexity and colour. I'm going to try one more time, I think. And Noah, can you hear me? Just reconnected. No, I don't think so. Sorry, guys. I obviously put the curse on it at the top. Just seeing if there's any more questions coming in. Yeah. Is it near Fincappa? It is in Alavesa. Hamish, you could probably answer that better actually, because I personally visited Hapa. You've met with Melanie there, haven't you?
Yeah, from memory, it's about a 20-minute drive. So yeah, you can probably tell from last week, the views are quite similar of the Cantabria Mountains, and all within sort of striking distance of Logroño, which is like the main city and heartland of Rioja, where you can have a really good night out.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, what different wines as well, very, kind of modern take on classic Rioja with Res de Vinaspre, and then super biodynamic orange, all the works with Fincappa. I think what we might do is maybe we'll just thinking off the top of my head, maybe we'll get a Noah to record us a couple of videos or something like that, short and snappy, that we can get sent out to everyone over the next few days as well, because really want to give us the opportunity to tell a story. But hopefully you're enjoying the wine anyway, and like I say, we can get some more info to you in time. But I think unless there's any questions, it's 5-2. We'll probably wrap it up in the next couple of minutes. I don't think we're going to get Anoa back, unfortunately.
Does anyone have any questions regarding the Res de Vinaspre Manoso wines? If you do, just whack it in the chat comment, and we can try and answer them for you. We always knew this was going to be a potential problem, so it's amazing we've managed to get this far without disconnections when you're trying to speak to someone in rural Rioja.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't think we get any questions through, but if you do have any later, do pop in them in an email to one of us, or ask us on Twitter or Instagram. Get some lovely comments coming through. Thanks for this. Thanks for all this, guys. It looks like people are really enjoying the wines. But yeah, like I say, if there's any questions, do pop them over to us. We'll have a link for the video as soon as possible, and like I say, we'll try and speak to Anoa as we. No, it's not. She just rejoined video, but it's not coming back. Don't worry, we'll speak to you soon. But for now, thanks to everyone for joining us today, and we will see you all. Well, hopefully all of you next week for the new kids on the block. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.